big start short track racing here in western Wisconsin. We've kind of had some tracks dabble in it a little bit. Some dirt tracks, well, they've been fighting Mother Nature. Toma's got a race under their belt, getting ready to race again this Sunday. Crosse Speedway teased us about 3 weeks ago with the big race they had. But this weekend, we finally get the regular season underway, and we start racing on Saturday night. And to talk more about that for some lengths of the show this afternoon, we thought we'd bring in the marketing guru from the Crosse Speedway, and that is Dave Nelke. Dave, good to see you again.
How you doing, Dan? Thanks for having me on.
It's like I see you almost 2-3 times a month, even when we don't race now.
It's going to be more frequent now on for several months.
Well, it's finally time. Of course, folks know we tape the show on Thursdays. Actually, we taped it on Wednesday this week, and the show airs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So by the time you're watching the Knights of Thunder replay, well, we've already got the races in. But for those folks that are anticipating going out to the track on Saturday, we're going to give you as much information as we can during the program. First and foremost, two things. This is Cone Zone here in Wisconsin. Everybody is seeing cones all over the place. Crosse Speedway did a nice thing here about a week ago on Facebook. They had one of those lit signs with the cones around it, the orange barrels, and they had Crosse Speedway and had the opening date on there. So, of course, I had to share that. One thing the Speedway is going to have to compete with this year, which isn't that big of a deal, but we do want to keep people informed, is there is some road construction that is going to be hampering people's travel, like mine, on Highway 16.
That's correct. We've been pumping it for several months as soon as we found out. There's a complete road closure on Highway 16 between Onalaska and West Salem, so we're just telling everybody that's coming now eastbound from the La Crosse, Onalaska area to get on I-90 and head to exit 12 and then follow the signs from County C to M and straight up to the Speedway. It's
going to be pretty quick. I mean, there's no immediate Speedway construction going on. It was just a sign that these guys had comically put up the other day, and got some good likes on the share.
It was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment idea, and I went out and took some pictures and downloaded some fonts, and
you
there we have
it. The abominable snowman at the Speedway during the winter time, some videos. This is a guy that usually puts them together, so he's always got people smiling even when we're not racing. We are up on racing season. We finally get the regular season underway this coming Saturday. It was a little bit chilly on the Frostbuster, which some people anticipated. I thought the car counts were great. We're going to see a lot of Minnesota drivers coming out so far. What a way to kick things off about 3 weeks ago, because that whole afternoon of racing was outstanding.
Yeah, we were definitely watching the radar that day, and it wasn't extremely chilly, but it was nice sweatshirt weather for the spring, and we had a little rain in the morning, but we got everything in, and no problem. We saw lots of new drivers, and we saw guys like Rick Schermerhorn, who hasn't raced much in the last couple of years, come back and win a feature. And
Don Thunder Turner's
yeah, he's going to be a threat to be reckoned with here after a while, and we're looking forward to a new season.
Of course, opening night broke 2 track records, and because of Mother Nature, Steve Bachman did it with just 1 lap in the Sportsman. I think that's the first time as long as I've been there I've seen anybody go out there and do that with just 1 lap. And if Mother Nature wouldn't have been pushing through, I really like to see what would have happened if he'd had that second lap, because I think he would have buried the one that he put out there. New and exciting things. One of the coolest things I love about the La Crosse Speedway is it's not all about racing. The other things you guys work on during the winter time and during the spring before the regular season gets underway, you can always see in the color programs here. You get the mailer coming in the mail. You've got the e-newsletters coming out now. How hard is it to schedule things that aren't particularly racing fashion? When we talk about the Brewers, Clement sausages, and boxcars and things like that, I mean, you guys are constantly working on things like this.
Well, we've come to understand, doing this racing business for 20-plus years, that it's more, we're in the entertainment industry, and we need to keep people entertained. And it seems like nowadays with smartphones and technology, people's attention span is shorter than ever.
Right.
So we need to keep people entertained for a couple hours. We want to keep the program short and sweet, and 2.5 hours is plenty long enough to keep them at the racetrack, and hopefully we can go caution-free on most of the races and see lots of thrilling side-by-side passing and finishes.
Chuck has said it on the program in the past that modern technology kind of crept up and bit you guys quicker than you would have anticipated. And that's not just the Speedway. A lot of people all of a sudden were overcome with what technology has done. But once you got the bull by the horns, you've been sending out text messages for people. We have done in the past for 2-for-1s or T-shirts or hats, whatever the case may be. I thought was really neat last year was the Twitter picture, in which people would take a group picture of themselves, send it into Twitter, and we would pick a winner by the end of the night. I hope that continues. That's just part of the racing nowadays is social media. You have to work hand in hand with those two.
Yeah, we've learned to embrace it. I mean, there's so many platforms out there, but you know, we've picked on Twitter and Facebook, and in addition to our traditional advertising for the radio and newspaper and in our newsletters, our emails and mailers. It's not just opening the gates and having people come out. There's a lot more work behind the scenes that we have to do just to get people there, and what we have them there, we need to entertain them.
What kind of social media type things can we expect this year?
Not a whole lot different from last year. You know, we do the weekly coupons, usually Thursday or Friday on the social media channels. We do a newsletter middle of the week, and we always do a newsletter that recaps the feature races and the results after each and every event.
And of course, you have the new, which I'm really liking now because I get it into my email box, is the new e-newsletter. So it obviously, it's free because you're emailing instead of mailing, which of course costs in postage. What's the response been like so far? Because I give you kudos. I just got one this morning, as a matter of fact, and I really like it. It's short, but it's sweet and to the point.
Yep. Well, rather than doing a long press release, it seems like that's kind of gone by, you know, days gone past. We'll do short snippets of, you know, bits and pieces of information that fans find informational, and we just like to make sure it's easily accessible to them.
Dave Nelke, the marketing guru at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, joining us in the program. If you can hang around, we're going to do one more segment with him here and kind of talk about some of the things we've got coming up here. Street Drags entering, I want to say, year number 10, because I think they started the year I came on board, and got to kick that off, and how that thing has just grown by leaps and bounds is incredible. And we'll talk about some sponsors. Got some new names we're going to have out there this year when we return in segment 2 on 7 Rivers Racing.
The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on, that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and, of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Well, don't cook tonight. Pizza Hut's got a great deal. It's the Pizza Hut Dinner Box, a medium one-topping pan pizza with breadsticks and Cinesticks, all just $10 at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Get up to $1,100 off on select American Standard systems. Call Carey Heating or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist.
Welcome back, Settlers Racing, KQEGTV. I'm Dan Dyker, joining the studio this afternoon by the man that does all the marketing and sales at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, Dave Nelke, and we were talking in segment 1 about technology and some of those new kind of things you can expect this year. We want to talk about and thank some new sponsors that are coming on board. There used to be a part of the La Crosse Speedway website that you guys would list the entire block of every sponsor that has something to do with the Speedway. And it's not come off that huge list. Every year, some take off, and then some new ones come on board. So we've got some really good new ones. Well, first off, we want to thank the people that are coming back this year. Budweiser has always been a big one. Quick Trip is a huge one. Gunderson Health Systems is back this year. Pepsi. Clements is going to be back this year. I mean, it's not just you expect them to come back kind of a thing. You're going to do some footwork to get these guys to come back as well.
Well, one of our rules of thumb is to under-promise and over-deliver and make sure our sponsors are well taken care of, and they'll keep coming back. And it's not an easy process because there's so many different avenues that they could spend their marketing dollars in this community. And but you know, we work hard at it, and it helps the business.
Very first night of our afternoon of racing, Subway was already introduced as the sponsor of the Outlaws, and the the Subway Eating Challenge, which I thought was really interesting. We've got a Subway sandwich eating contest all with the next 5 outlaw races, and then all those champions come together in August, and kind of a neat way to get fans involved. I mean, it's obvious everyone likes Subway sandwiches. I'm going to go home and have one tonight. And it gives them a chance to not only win a free sub, but possibly come back and do it again in August.
You know, part of the marketing background on that is, you know, these restaurants and you know, convenience stores and retail outlets, they want to drive store traffic. So what better way than to get people thinking about subs and eating them and getting a gift certificate. They'll come back and they'll keep going, and you know, we get as many people involved as we can, and Subway likes that a lot.
Of course, I'm getting off on an eating tangent here. I'm not sure how that just worked its way into this conversation. Pizzas are going to be, at least I guess it used to be done a long time ago at the Speedway. Now we're going to be bringing pizzas back in again this year, which I really like the concept of.
Yeah, we got a local new pizza establishment in West Salem called the Pizza Oven, and they're going to be delivering a pizza on the front stretch pre-race while you're talking to all the drivers and the fans and doing the inversion draw. And a lucky fan on the grandstands will win a pizza, and they'll be fed for the night.
And I've already cautioned folks that if there's a piece missing out of that, I had nothing to do with it. It was one of the drivers we're talking to on the track.
Probably the piece with bacon on it.
If there's bacon on it, the whole thing is good. I'll just eat it right behind the inversion. The inversion block that we pulled members off also has a new sponsor this year.
Yep, Feature Sports Bar and Grill of West Salem has jumped on board, and they've you know, again, like driving the restaurant traffic I was talking about earlier, it's kind of a similar promotion, and they're excited about it.
All the title sponsors are back from last year. Quick Trip, Auto Value, Dean Satellite, and Security, who also I think has the naming rights to the bar area there as well. Ant's Complete Pest Control. I remember the first time they jumped on board. They love the Hornets because it's a bug, and I see them at the racetrack all the time. They have a great time.
Yeah, a lot of the sponsors they're big race fans, so you know they like to find a way to get involved, and hopefully it'll turn around and bring them some business in the meantime.
So as we look down the schedule here, we've got many nights that are corporate-wide that sponsor the nights. We've got some businesses that sponsor nights as well, and I have people every now and then that'll ask me, hey, how does my company get to sponsor a race night? How does my company get to be announced by you when they're in the Lawn Keepers party deck? How do those kind of things work? And you got the VIP deck above as well.
It's all behind-the-scenes things, and you know we can certainly customize a detailed sponsorship package, if you will, towards what their needs are, and you know that's what we spend much of our winter doing.
Now, can organizations or, say, a big family reunion of 20 people call you up and say, hey, can we get the Lawn Keepers party deck on so-and-so of a night?
Well, groups that small, you know, we try and find a way that we can squeeze them in somehow, because we don't always fill it up, but we certainly would like to.
And, of course, I love announcing the folks that are up there. They're in the grass. They're on the picnic tables. They go in the big red barn as well, and that's a nice area of the racetrack to have your party. If you look at Auto Value, of course, they always have the big reunion of employees in one of the big exhibition buildings, so they kind of tie over and use that as well. But it's something that a lot of racetracks that I've been to and seen, they don't have the luxury of having an area like that where people can eat and have some beers and sit back and casually watch races, especially high above Turn 1.
Well, there's a lot of racetracks that, you know, they like to think they can do things their own way, but the promoter workshops every year during the winter, a lot of promoters get together and they share ideas, and a lot of them are willing to look out into new ideas and new venues and try and copy what other tracks are doing. So not every market's the same, but it seems to work here pretty well.
Also want to mention a new flag stand sponsor this year.
Yep, Allied Cooperative of West Salem has jumped on board, and we're very happy to have them on board.
And I didn't screw things up on afternoon number 1. Said their name every single time. I thought I was going to kind of have some flashbacks.
Well, we got a Quick Trip scoreboard now too, so you'll have to plug Quick Trip.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. All right. Gary Gonchi and his whole gang at Quick Trip, and we've said this for years, as long as I've been out there, we say this, the support that Quick Trip has had above and beyond just the Quick Trip late models is phenomenal. That was Quick Trip giving us the cue that time, but it was Jesse this time.
Quick Trip has, they're race fans, and but they also understand that it's about driving people into the stores and buying gas. It's not about just buying gas, but buying bread or eggs or milk or whatever they need. They've come a long way with their development of their convenience stores.
Well, you can find out those names and a whole lot more. Just go to the CrosseSpeedway.com website. And they have a brand new website this year, which is really, we were talking about the e-newsletter being exact and to the point. That new website does the same exact thing. Got a couple of notches right there where you can find out what you need to go through in the fan zone, driver zone, sponsor zone, and to pull up all the names that we have on these sheets here with all these fantastic sponsors, because without them, Dave doesn't get to do what he does, and I don't get to do what I love out there as well. So if you see one of the sponsors, make sure you thank him for helping the La Crosse Speedway.
And, of course, all the race team sponsors, too. There's a lot of companies that support all the racers in this area as well.
And some of the bigger sponsors are also on their cars, but I bet you I would say that every driver has at least 5 sponsors on their cars. I mean, obviously, some of the bigger classes have more than that, but you're talking at least 250 different individuals, companies, corporations that are on the cars and are associated with the La Crosse Speedway, and that really says something.
Yes, it does. There's a lot of community support for not only racing, but all the drivers that are here as well.
Alrighty, you may or may not see Dave Nelke at the racetrack. If you see a guy that's scurrying around hauling everything but the kitchen sink, that would be this guy right here. I didn't even get to say maybe 1 or 2 words to him every single race night. He's one of the hardest working guys out there, and he's a treat to talk to when I do get the chance. Dave Nelke from the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. You'll probably see him scurrying around as the races get set tonight, and then sit back and relax. The entire race season comes your way after this Saturday night. Dave, thanks for coming in, and we'll hear you on the radio program as well this week.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on, Dan.
All righty, Dave Nelke. If you see him, tell him hi. Congratulate him for all the years he's had out there at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. When we can come back, we're going to still gear you up for what's about to come at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway this weekend and for the rest of the summer right here on 7 Rivers Racing.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Get up to $1,100 off on select American Standard systems. Call Carey Heating or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist. Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and, of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Well, don't cook tonight. Pizza Hut's got a great deal. It's the Pizza Hut Dinner Box, a medium one-topping pan pizza with breadsticks and Cinesticks, all just $10 at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut. The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Welcome back, race fans. Here comes our late model feature race. Here's the field, led by Don Thunder Turner in the 7 car on the post. Next to him is Matt Henderson. Row 2 is Brad Powell and the 03 of Degenhardt. Row 3 is Sean Paff and Cole Howland. Row 4 on the inside, Mike Carlson. On the outside, Steve Carlson. Row 5, Ty Majeski on the inside, Jeremy Wagner on the outside. Row 5, Todd Oliver and Christensen. Row 6 is Dzelski and Eckelberg, then Summerfield and Kristen and Stacy Owen at the back of the pack. Here they come to green.
All that horsepower. 3 rookies, Turner, Christian, and Owen. Everybody watching Matt Henderson. He'll take lap number 1. Adam Degenhardt running a full season in the 03 car with an impressive start. He'll take the 2nd spot away from Turner. Howland in the 1 car, trying to do the same. Couple of laps in the books. It's Henderson, Degenhardt, Turner. Black flag coming out for Stacey Ray Owen. And here come the horses down the front, in the corners, down the back straightaway. Look at Ty Majeski working his way to the field. He's already up to the 5 position. He's going to go to the outside of Brad Powell. Majeski on the outside quarter panel of Brad Powell, slicing and dicing his way into the field. Past Powell, now Turner. Majeski up to 3rd. Majeski making up that much room already. 19 and a half laps to go. And he's now got Degenhardt in his sights. Here comes Steve Carlson also running 4th. Sean Papp on the outside of Thunder for 5th. Majeski from the outside now wants to get to the inside. Degenhardt's going to let him in. Here comes Majeski to 2nd. Degenhardt back to 3rd. Carlson 4th. Paff is 5th. 6th is Mike Carlson. 7th is Brad Powell. Majeski to the inside of Matt Henderson, making it look easy. In, around, and gone goes Majeski. Carlson will jog past Degenhardt for 3rd. Wow, we could have a Majeski-Carlson battle here for quite a many laps if Steve gets around Matt. Carlson to the inside of Henderson, and he's gone. 2 cars from the same stables. The youngster and the veteran. Henderson tries to hold off Degenhardt now for a top 3 podium finish. Degenhardt dipping his nose to the inside of Henderson. 14.5 to go. Good battle for 6th and 7th going on with Sean Paff and Brad Powell. 2 veterans that know how each other run year after year. Well, usually Steve Carlson is the king of the cat and mouse game here at the Crosse Speedway when it comes to features, but that may not be the case with young Ty Majeski out front. Majeski getting past lap cars of Eckelberg. Christian would be next. Caution freely gone so far. Here comes Mike Carlson. Into the top 4 he will climb, getting past Henderson. Sean Papp and Brad Powell. They know how to play the patient game as well. The Big Ten will be shown on the Ashley Furniture scoreboard for our late model drivers, being led by Majeski. Then it's Carlson, then it will be Degenhardt, Mike Carlson, Henderson, Papp, Howell, Wagner, and Howland. Todd Oliver's got problems down below, slowing. He takes his Contractor Supply machine. Wouldn't be surprised if he enters pit row. Mike Carlson heating up the tires now. He is trying to reel in Degenhardt for a top 3 finish. Right behind his father, he'd like to be. Carlson, quarter of a car length back behind Degenhardt. Sean Path now. Horses are kicking in. He's in the top 5. Here comes Powell battling Henderson for 6th and 7th position, respectively. Squirt in the 0-3 still holds off Mike Carlson. A car separates those two. Steve Carlson slowly but surely trying to reel in Ty Majeski. Carlson had it down to 3 car lengths in the corners. What does the king of the short tracks have for Majeski? 5 to go. Paff and Powell putting on quite the show for 4th and 5th. Get back up front, Mike Carlson had his nose on the inside of Degenhardt. Nothing going there yet. Now Mike will take Degenhardt deep in the corners and he'll get the pass for 3rd. Majeski opens up the race lead. He's looking at the back of the pack for the 2nd time. Ty Majeski out of Seymour, Wisconsin, looking for the clean sweep here this afternoon, and that is a tough task in the late model world. 2 to go, shows Brandon on the Allied Cooperative flag stand. Wagner goes to work on Henderson. Henderson fighting to stay in the top 10. This time by for the 91, he'll look up and see the white flag. 1 to go for Majeski. Steve Carlson looks as though he's going to settle for a solid 2nd. Mike Carlson 3rd. In and out of turn 4 comes your leader and your late model race winner. That would be Ty Majeski.